Dr. Tom Perrell, Precinct 1 Captain, still running for that office. If you want me to keep giving you information about what's going on through the RCC. Side note, I got a message from one person currently involved in the RCC as a precinct captain, and they basically said, why haven't you been there in the past 2 years? I think the last debate that went on where they were talking about the Sheep Creek issue, one of the people really pointed out who he really was and what he stood for. He called himself a rhinocrat. I don't get much out of the meetings. I have other sources that help keep me abreast of what's going on throughout the county, and I like sharing that information with you. I'm just not interested in going in there and figure out when's the next dinner and who's going to do the next fundraising, because really the amount of fundraising happening is somewhat minuscule. Anyway, that's not the purpose of this presentation. What I want to share with you is 3 people I don't think deserve to be voted in. One of those is Michelle Binkley. The other one's going to be Wayne Rusk, and finally David Beatty. I feel Kathy Love and Kim Daly are going to be really straight shooters. They're going to call a spade, and they're going to really stand up for our interests regardless of the pushback they get. As far as Michelle and Wayne go, I don't see them as independent thinkers. They just toe the line that they're told to toe. And in this case, I think David Beatty tells them what to do, and then there are people further up line that basically direct them as to how they should be thinking and voting. We need statesmen, not politicians. We need people that are going to stand up for our rights and understand what's going on here in the Valley and what our needs are. And I don't think these two qualify regarding that point. You can believe otherwise. David Beatty, we developed a bone of contention between ourselves based on the charter school initiative that was started in 2023 by our group. Our intention was to create a charter school. You have to understand a charter school runs independent of the local school system. It is held to a higher set of standards that they have to meet, or the state authorizing board can shut down that school if they don't meet those standards. It gives the school the opportunity to use a variety of different teaching techniques that they find very beneficial. And we know of several incredibly successful charter schools that are producing children that are well educated and doing very well in their future careers. Anyway, back in 2023, we brought this initiative forward. And at the same time, Lou Jones and several other people, including David Beatty, I think David Beatty had a great deal to do with this, were putting forward a similar bill. So we were told to sit down and put together our differences and see if we could come up with a single bill. Instead, Beatty and friends went ahead and took over 70% of the bill we had crafted, including the name, and pushed forward their bill, which is part of the public school system. It is not an independent school from the public school system. Therefore, they have to follow all the rules and regulations of public schools, which really throttle the teacher's ability to teach creatively and to get the end results they need. But the money goes to these, we call them fake charter schools, which are now established in many public schools throughout the county as well as throughout the state. The public school issue versus the charter school issue, I thought this was interesting. For simple terms, every time a child is enrolled in a public school, they're allocated $10,000 to educate that child. So the school gets $10,000 for each child there. Our bill actually said, tell you what, we'll take $4,500 and you guys, and we'll make up the rest either in cost savings or in donations to educate these children. The irony of that is the $5,500 left over goes to the school, the public school, where the child's not even enrolled. So they're getting additional money to educate their students, and we're getting less. I'm going to, why wouldn't you vote for that? So what I really see this is as a Dr. Beatty's, testament to support by the local school system as well as by the probably the teachers union. I don't know the details on that, but both bills passed, by the way, the one they put forward and us. And we were told if ours passed, it would be in court within 3 hours. Ours passed, and we were in court because it was called unconstitutional. Well, it's very constitutional. Here we are out 3 years, and it's still in court. The judge has not made a decision regarding it. Whereas David Beatty's bill went forward, money started flowing fairly quickly, though they literally did not meet several of the criteria that they wrote in their own bill, and yet the money's now going to these schools and being used for education and whatever the schools use it for. So therefore, I think it was nefarious to take the bill and to put it underneath the auspices of the local school system and steal from the children the opportunity to learn in creative ways that maybe meet their individual needs. Anyway, that's my reasoning. That's my thinking. So I vote for Kim Daly, Kathy Love, and then the other three, Binkley, Rusk, and Beatty, I would not vote for. By the way, Kathy did vote against a bill that was going to permit parents to gain tax credits that they could apply towards their children's education. In listening to her logic behind it, I fully understand that, because her concern, and it's a true concern, is once you start taking money from the state, now all of a sudden the state starts changing the rules and you no longer have the freedom you need. The last presidential administration was trying to do that to charter schools and to sweep them under the umbrella of the national education system. Anyway, there you have it. That's how I feel. Vote as you wish. Good luck. Get out and vote. And if I get the opportunity to serve you more, I will. Otherwise, that's that.